She sat frozen on the quad steps, her art portfolio scattered across the concrete, sketches torn and smeared with coffee. Around her, laughter echoed, phones out, recording, sharing. And then, the double doors of the student union swung open. A man in an Air Force uniform stood there, tall, broad-shouldered, his face cut with scars and fury. No one breathed. No one moved. And in that moment, everything changed. Emily Carter was used to being watched. Born with partial hearing loss, she'd spent most of her life trying to read lips, guessing jokes, and pretending she caught every word. At 19, she had mastered invisibility, sitting in the back row, nodding like she understood, smiling when others laughed. She didn't want pity. She just wanted to belong. It was lunch hour at Evergreen State College, a campus alive with cliques, athletes tossing footballs, Greek life blasting music, theater kids rehearsing lines. And then there was Emily, sitting under her favorite oak tree sketching the world she wished she lived in. Art was her escape. Her late nights were filled with graphite smudges and dreams of transferring to the Rhode Island School of Design. Her brother Luke always said she'd make it. You see the world different, Em. That's your gift. But Luke wasn't home anymore. He was serving overseas in the U.S. Air Force. He emailed her when he could, short, heartfelt messages that always ended with, "Stay brave, kiddo." That Thursday afternoon began like any other, until it didn't. Emily had just finished her sketch when a shadow fell over her page. She looked up. Chase Reynolds, the star quarterback, and his crew of grinning teammates stood there. "Well, look who we've got here, Van Gogh's quiet cousin," Chase smirked, snatching the sketch pad from her lap. "Hey!" Emily signed, voice barely audible. "Oh, she's doing the hand thing again," one of them laughed. "What's that, a spell?" Chase flipped through her drawings, then suddenly poured his iced coffee across them. "Oops, guess art's not my thing." The group roared with laughter as Emily scrambled to pick up her ruined work. Her trembling hands pressed the wet pages to her chest. "Please," she whispered. "Stop," but Chase only grinned wider. "Say it louder, sweetheart. We can't hear you." And with one cruel swipe, he ripped the sketchbook in half. Her world went silent, not because she couldn't hear, but because something inside her broke. Around them, students stopped. Some recorded, some whispered, but no one moved. Until the heavy thud of combat boots echoed from across the quad. The crowd parted. Standing there was Lieutenant Luke Carter, dust on his uniform, eyes locked on the scene. He didn't shout, didn't demand. He walked straight toward his sister, dropped to one knee, and gently gathered the torn sketches. "You okay, Em?" he asked softly. Her lip quivered. "They ruined them." Luke stood, turned, faced Chase. "You think that makes you strong?" he said quietly. Chase tried to laugh. "Who even are you, man?" Luke stepped closer. "Her brother. United States Air Force." Chase's smirk faltered. Luke's voice grew calm, colder than the wind sweeping the quad. "Real strength isn't in your arms or your title. It's in how you treat people who can't fight back." He pointed to Emily. "That girl's fought battles you'll never understand. Every day she wakes up in silence and still creates beauty. That's power." No one dared move. By the time the dean arrived, phones were already down. Chase and his friends were suspended. Team privileges gone, scholarships under review. But that wasn't the real change. The art department started a Hear Me project, inspired by Emily, an annual showcase for artists with disabilities. She became more than the quiet girl with the sketchbook. She became a symbol. A few weeks later, Emily stood on stage, trembling hands gripping the mic. The auditorium was packed. Her brother sat in the front row, uniform crisp, pride shining in his eyes. "I used to think being different made me small," she said, her voice steady through the speakers. "But silence taught me to see what others miss. Strength isn't about being loud. It's about listening, creating, and standing back up, no matter how many times the world tries to tear your pages." The room rose to its feet, not out of pity, but respect. And Luke smiled, knowing that while he had faced wars abroad, his sister had won one at home. Because sometimes the loudest courage is found in silence.